funds have to be used up by 2024, but I can't tell you the date. You probably will get that information quicker than
I've
me.
seen it in the thing, I didn't look at it.
Yeah, I know it's in 2024.
We gotta get moving on it, I would.
Yeah, and so and there's just some, that type of things of what you would like us, our committee, to do for you next. Where do you want us to go from here? You want us to outline what we think is a plan to move forward with construction and getting site prep and sizes of buildings, and we've got a couple of floor plans that we've shared with the board. I don't know if you have copies of both of those or not.
There's one here.
Yeah, last night,
that's
there's,
one.
you know, a few things that we talked about, you know.
Yeah, so those are just some things that, you know, you
We
haven't
gotta
had a
get
chance
costs,
to
we gotta get
started. We have no idea of cost, because
Yeah.
we're not allowed to ask for any quotes or bids.
Right.
And so, but at some point, I think we need that information. We need to talk to some people and say, give us some more closer. We have a kind of a ballpark on one building. Not going to have any quotes or firm bids, but and if you're going to use an architect or an engineer, how you want to proceed. So there's lots of things that have to be done before any kind of construction starts. But I just wanted to make sure that you're feeling comfortable with the.
Yeah, you guys are doing a phenomenal job so far. I mean, that committee's turned around a lot of information and done a lot of research to get where you're at right now in a very short period of time. So, you know, we want to keep that ball rolling. And
I think, kind of like I said, right now, we're to the point of saying what size do we really want?
Yeah,
on the
kind
building,
of narrow down.
and then try to, I don't know if we have to have an architect do
put it out for bid to Morton's, to this Pole Barns, Michigan, to
Once we have some
sealed
specs,
bids that have to be sent to a specific address.
Yeah, we wouldn't get all that. But we
And then they will be opened up at a specific meeting. This gentleman, he's the head of the Grand Rapids, what do you call it, section for Michigan, said that he would be glad to attend any meetings and talk with the board. He has been, anytime that I've asked him to update, he's changed.
yeah, I mean, go ahead.
But the thing is, you know, he can do everything he keeps telling the guy, but we can't do anything because we don't know what you guys want, how many offices, size of offices, square footage. Until you guys give us that, that paper he keeps doing doesn't mean nothing. So we can't. Our hands are tied as far as the site prep, whole ball of wax.
Do you think it's a good idea for you or for someone, I mean, obviously not all the three of us, but to go look at some places? I don't know who's actually looked at other buildings, but.
Oh, myself, Dennis, Steve, Pam.
We have to tell them what we want, and we should probably go look at some places and decide what we want.
I've seen enough, you know, pole barn commercial buildings like this to get a general idea. It's, you know, basically 2.5 offices or 3 offices if need be. The supervisor and the trustees can share an office along with the assessor. You know, for a limited amount of time we're there, but the main people in the offices would be Ken and Kathy. And then obviously election storage, that kind of stuff.
Storage, every place we visited, everyone has said, if we could do anything different, we make sure you have more storage and don't underbuild, because you always use the space eventually. Think out of the box and down the future.
Yeah, so it's got to be concrete storage, fire suppression in there with the active files, the paper files that are in there. Whether it's separate storage for the election equipment and that.
And that's been all our first one, too, that we put together.
That's my story.
and
And that's where he's got.
We've had 2 floor plans so far. And then,
you know, the rest planes are definitely more high end, you know, whether it's just one stall in both bathrooms, one sink in both bathrooms. It's all just, you know, things to cut costs down, because, you know, when you look at it, how many people are actually renting this hall? You know, and as far as the current price of the hall, they charge $50.
right.
You know, so that's.
I think the hope from the committee would be that it would be used more in the future if we had a place that looked nice and could use it for things for
receptions, for birthdays, family
graduation
get-togethers.
parties. I think it could be used a lot more. you know, a nice building and parking lots, but that, in dollars, how many dollars we wanna spend, that's kind of, you know, helps us when we get back to working with contractors. Are we gonna have one person do it all, general contractor, or are we gonna be able to put out bids for lots of different things?
The whole thing, you know, the general, just to handle this whole thing and.
Several different ways to do it, and we can keep working and getting information to have to share with you as a board, and that's kind of where we're at right now, what we think we should do. But we kind of need a little more direction from the board.
Is that something we wanna discuss at the next meeting?
And it'll be after that meeting.
Okay, so, why don't you guys, like, take a holiday break then?
Yeah, we don't have to meet in December, we can
Why
wait
don't you
until
scrap
January.
your meeting in December, give us a chance to meet as a full board in December. And then we'll have a pretty deep discussion on that, and, I mean, we've got some kind of layouts here we can change.
Yeah, we got two different ones for you to look at, so far.
I took us 3.
Yeah, 3 different ones, we can actually get more, but we didn't wanna overwhelm it. We didn't wanna spend a lot of time until we knew what the board was really thinking.
I've attended those meetings too.
Yeah, Ken has been.
He's alright, he's a plumber and
I've heard the discussion.
general handyman, so.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. I've been through enough houses and, done enough construction to do, so.
And on that one, the office doors are still security doors, not just,
Yeah, hollow core residential buildings.
You gotta be on kind of governmental building codes now.
ADA compliant,
Yeah.
all that stuff has to be there, it's, I think, one flat level, no carpet in there, just either stained concrete or, you know, something that, you know, doesn't have to be refinished, you know, that kind of stuff. And, you know, cosmetically make it look nice and, you know, if you know, the overhangs and whatnot, for election lineup, if, you know, this is that point of view. And then as far as windows, they would all just be solid, secure windows that don't open. I mean, there's not really a reason that, all that does is just create a security issue. And then all things sound, well, it's gonna be far enough off the road, Brenda, so. And then the actual, yeah, all the insulation and that, but
We
there's,
just wanted to make sure that you felt we were on the right page and that we keep working for it, to bring you more information.
yeah, so why don't you take a pause on the December meeting and reconvene in January, and then we'll have discussion at the December board meeting, to try to get a ballpark of, you know, what we want.
Appreciate it.
So what would be best for the city?
Yeah, and we need some input from the, you know, from the township, from the community members. What would they like to see in the hall?
Yeah.
You know,
Did you say kitchen? Every other township hall has said they don't want a kitchen, right? If they do it
you said that
again,
it's a waste.
it's a waste. You have a counter for buffet style, doesn't even
I think it's refrigerator.
all it is just additional expense.
Sink and refrigerator.
Kitchen sink
Not
and-
a bathroom.
We got to rent ours.
Brenda, what'd you say?
I may have missed something, but when you said that you read the thing about the conflict of interest, how does that affect our current PC board?
That's something I'm gonna discuss with the attorney, but that's basically all employees would have to, you know, township sign this, and, you know, they can choose not to, but MTA says we gotta retain them. The only way to do away with them is if a formal complaints filed, an investigation, and trial, along that line. So. Anybody else? Jeremy?
So if you pick a building, if you reach out to Martin and you give him a pretty good description of what you want, you go there and sit down with them, they'll flip through blueprints with you. As long as you have a good idea what you want, they can give you a pretty good per square foot number before actually competing with bids.
With Morton, they only
did that
do
with
the outside
Morton, they don't do the interior.
building, and that's it. They don't do nothing inside.
They don't do they don't contract, or they don't act as a general.
No, they don't contract.
Just do the structure.
They do strictly the structure. And the
You
other
got one
company.
guy do everything, that way if something goes wrong, you can't point and say, well, it was this company, that company, you know.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
They usually all sub it out anyway, you're not gonna find one that does it all, they're gonna sub part of it out.
Yeah.
Even with general contract, they sub it out, somebody does the mechanical, somebody does the parking lot, somebody does the septic system.
But it's not, we don't wanna act as a general.
No,
We want.
you wanna have somebody be, I would assume you will.
As point being, if you talk with a builder, they don't have to be more, but anyone, to get more realistic numbers, there's a big difference between 120 a foot versus 220 a foot. Yeah.
That's what that
I'll
was.
give you a realistic of what you guys can do.
We also gotta take into account that's just the structure itself, that doesn't include landscaping, finishing, furniture, parking lot.
That includes, the price at this point in time, and it's just a rough guess, not a bid, of around $350,000 for the building with it all completely finished, everything. And well and septic. He wants to do the driveway and parking lot and everything. But that wasn't on,
Yeah, he did.
I told him I couldn't take an exact bid, but the board wanted a rough guess.
Because between the building fund and the ARPA fund, that's
388.
388, we're probably gonna, depending on what the expense is for a copier, possibly a laptop, website, we may pull a little of the building fund, because that was county money, but we pull out of that for those expenses here.
If you have receipts, I'd pull that out of the ARPA.
That's what
You
it's
have to have the.
Or ARPA, or
It's the same, so they call it the municipal fund.
it's one and the same. But I would rather, the county money, we can do the 150, we can do it what we want. I mean, 100 of it was for the building that they approved. The other 50 was, we can do what we want, but we're not pulling 50 grand out of there.
No, the 150 is the building fund, the ARPA fund is the 237.
Right.
So that would be on our full fund for 237.
Would that cover them, laptop?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the ARPA fund, so we
Okay.
can do a lot of those.
Okay.
I don't know, I know there's guidelines.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's
there's
always
guidelines.
mentioned- You mentioned guidelines, but never really explained it, so you'll have to find that out, but I do know that we. Kathy, I'll.
You have to show paperwork on that, on the 150.
Yeah, that's building funds. Also, I believe on the ARPA, if we use that for the building, that's prevailing wage. So that'll be, labor wise. So yeah, if we can update some technology and other stuff that we approve, quotes for, we use that.
Usually, not always, but usually right around $145,000 a year they've been spending on roads. Personally, I think until we get the building done, we need to spend it on the building and then start doing roads.
I know there's a $75,000 contract for bridge replacement that's on deck. We gotta look at that, and more likely we'll approve that. That'll put a big dent in that 150,000 for roads next year. So, all things that we're gonna dive
That'll be
into.
June, May's. In May, we have a meeting where we go over the budget.
Budget workshop.
Yep.
Workshop. Sorry. Anybody else got public comment? Sorry, got off track there. All good comments, though. Anybody else? Going once, twice. All right. We got a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting.
So I can call my wife.